people who in some ways are most.
An expert in medieval theology and religious and intellectual history, Dr. Junan Greeley has contributed to the success of SHU's Religious Studies Department and its colloquia series. As a member of several environmental and animal rights groups, she finds her passion in the justice for all, whether it's education, freedom of religion, or even healthy nutrition in our inner cities. Dr. Greeley sits with us this evening to talk more about the issues of food deserts in inner cities and in our own neighborhood, Bridgeport.
Access to food, issues around food scarcity, issues around food anxiety have always been part of the human condition. You could even probably make the case that to one degree or another, access to food and issues around having freedom to choose and have options for food was always a signature of wealthy or powerful classes. And that people who always had to worry about would there be food available, what kind of food available, could they afford it. The reason we refer to this issue today in terms of food scarcity and food deserts as apartheid, and this goes back to, let's say, the medieval, even early sort of modern period, is that it's done deliberately. It's done because some people have power to say we're not going to let you have access to this food, and so and we're not letting you have access to it because you come from the wrong part of the world, or you have the wrong religion, or you have the wrong hair color, or the wrong accent. I mean, whatever issue they could think of, and so what ends up happening is that it's a deliberate attempt to keep people away from what is the real issue in food deserts and food apartheid, not just food, but healthy food.
Studies have shown that 37% of Bridgeport adults and 25% of Bridgeport children are obese.
The schools become involved with in these urban areas and rural areas, become involved in developing nutrition programs and developing community gardens, or actually food gardens in those schooling areas. So it's not just that a bunch of adults get together and find a lot and grow vegetables in a community garden. That's absolutely fantastic. But what some places have done is they've gone into the elementary schools and say we want a farmers market, and we want to have a farmers market here once a week, and we're going to have a place so you can have in the wintertime as well. If I don't know, if you jam jellies or something, I don't know, something like that, we'll have a place. And once a week on a Saturday when people aren't working, so not during the work week, but on a Saturday when people aren't working, or maybe a Sunday afternoon or something, we're going to hold a farmers market. And we'll weigh the prices will be adjudicated accordingly to what people can afford, and we'll create like little area here. You can bring in your food. You can bring in. I mean, not just farmers markets don't just have the foodstuffs, the healthy foods. They also have sometimes local craftsmen come in. So if people need gloves in the wintertime that are cheap, or scarves, and to create a kind of connection between the urban and the rural.
This nutrition injustice is happening as we speak for most single mothers in low income areas. It takes two buses to reach a supermarket, and once there, she's left with the cheaper choice of mac and cheese box rather than the inflated price of fresh fruits and vegetables. We can easily lend a hand in the spring to plant some vegetables or help at a farmer's market. Contact these local organizations for more information.